Let me start this week by showing you the engine bars that I've picked up from two brothers. These are absolutely amazing. I know you can't tell a lot on camera, but they're gloss powder coated. Remember, they were terribly rusty in places, and I thought not worth restoring. These are much better than when they were new. Gloss black powder coated. Even the brackets they did. £60. All shot blasted right back to the metal and recoated. And I thought about throwing them away. Just amazing. Well, you won't see them again till the very end when I put them on. I'm going to have to get brand new stainless steel bolts for all of these. Can't put them on with rusty bolts, can I? Another thing I've installed this week, I just got it from Nippy Norman's, which I've done on a lot of the bikes I've had, is this battery charger that I can plug my Optimate in. And the reason I get this is that the battery is hidden away because it's under the tank, as you saw. Bolted onto the battery, there's a fuse comes with it, very hard. The engineering is so tight on this bike, every spare centimetre is taken up with something. I had to undo the fuse box and just move it up a bit to be able to get this cable through, and when I finish with it I'll strap it here somewhere when I finished it, and then I can always charge it up. When I put it on charge last night it was looking dangerously low, every red sign that you could see, so if you leave these batteries too long you can actually lose them. So it's charged overnight, all greens, good to go, and I'll keep it on charge once a week. I'll just charge it overnight to make sure that everything stays well. I didn't bore you with all the spraying because once you've seen one thing sprayed in my little box, then you've seen everything. This was the side panel, which I did show you before. It was very whitish, very worn out. It's actually immaculate now. These are the cylinder head protection bars, which are also ready for throwing away, I thought. They've come up brand new. I'm still on that same tin of black high temperature plastic spray paint. So I've done all them and saved them. I was very surprised with this alternator cover. You might remember on the 2005 bike I skinned it with carbon fibre, which is a big job. This was so quick, just to wipe down, do with 800 grit sandpaper very lightly, and then spray with about 4 or 5 coats of the plastic paint. Now you might hate this. These were those spark plug covers that were ready for the bin, and Motorworks actually sell new ones. And I was about to order them. I wrote it on the order list and I thought, well, let me try first of all the black spray paint, which made them look back to new. Then I had this crazy idea, what would they look like in orange? One bit of sparkle, one bit of bling on a bike that's going to be almost totally black. Now you might think I'm crazy. Maybe when I put them on they look awful. All I'll do is spray them again. But they might just look different. They match actually the indicator buttons and nothing else. Now this is the inside of the sump guard. I say the inside because I didn't realise there were two parts to it when I took it off. They're both in aluminium. This is the inner part and it was very pitted. So I gave it a sand down, and then I've used spray putty for the first coat, both sides, and I did this with both of them. Next job is to prime them before I paint them, and this is the main sump guard primed. So it's spray putty, then lightly sanded with 800 grit and primed both sides. I wish I'd photographed it now when I took it off, because the aluminium is very, very pitted, and that spray putty seems to fill it all in. They look immaculate now. These are the sump guards, completely sprayed gloss and a couple of coats of gloss lacquer as well, because they take some punishment right underneath, but they've come up very well. You will find this the biggest surprise of all. You remember I've been sanding the tank for hours, and then I had a look on the inside because I needed to sand the inside, and I nearly died. How am I going to do that? And there were rust patches all over. Now you might have think I spent the whole week sanding, but I just gave up. I asked two brothers could they sandblast it. 2 days later I've picked it up, and it is a bare metal tank. Complete every single spot of paint taken off. Now I can't even see the dents. I'm going to have to use a special paint to show the dents before I can fill them. I got to a stage where I thought it's actually easier to buy a new tank, until I saw that they're about £1,200. This was £40. I wish I'd done it right at the beginning and got two brothers to blast it. Now I thought they couldn't powder coat, because when you fill in any dents with filler, the plastic filler that you use, they cannot powder coat. However, they told me there is a way of doing it. It's using this JB Weld. I had no idea about this. They explained that if you use JB Weld to fill any holes, it's incredibly strong and they can powder coat. Now if that's the case, forget spraying the tank. I had the previous cafe racer I did powder coated by two brothers. Oh, just so immaculate. So this is what I'm going to try to fill it and then take it back to them. So I'm quite new to this. What I've done is spray the areas where I think the dents are with this guide coat from Halfords. Just a flash coat of black, it looks like. And then as you sand with the block, the little dents, when you're looking at small dents here, start to stand out. And you can see them on the camera better than I actually can see them. But in the screen of the camera you can see this dent just here. So that just little bit of black paint shows you where it is. Whereas once it has been taken back to the metal like this, I can't see it. So now I can fill those areas with JB Weld, which takes like 5 hours to dry. I need an equal amount of each. So that is the steel, they call it, and this is the hardener. I've bought a load of these plastic sticks which are fabulous for mixing anything. So I've got a bag of them. So there is one of the dents. Now you can see it actually. The tank is doing very well, but it takes a lot of sanding. It is just like metal. So 150 grit is the only thing that touches this. I need a little bit more filling there. I've done the other sides. That was the big crease all the way down there. Just need a tiny little bit more there. And then around the side, you can see it. There are all those little dents. And they've gone really well. That one just needs a tiny little bit more to bring it up to the surface. A delivery's just arrived. This is what it's like when you're doing up a bike almost every day. A different delivery arrives. And this is from Motorworks. The brake lines on this bike, not only are they rubber, but they look very deteriorated. You can see the rust is all the way through. Very, very poor. So this is complete brake lines in stainless steel for the front and the back. And then I've got the dreaded alternator belt. The most watched video I've ever done is the change in the alternator belt on the 2005 GS, and the little trick I discovered after breaking at least one, if not two belts, has seemed to have caught people's imagination. I think it's totally different on this bike, we'll see. I think in these days BMW made it all adjustable. Then I've got various seals, seal for the petrol top, but here are the stainless steel reusable Jubilee clips for the fuel pumps. The wing mirrors are particularly bad, as you can see. The rust has got right through to them, so they need to be removed and stripped down both sides. They're removed with an Allen key right underneath. You can see the state of these. They really need sanding down, right down to the bare metal, and spraying up again, but worth saving. So I had to sand off a lot of rust on here. 150 grit and then down to 800. And now tape it all up, ready for spraying with that spray putty, because there's still quite a few pits in it where the rust has attacked. Here are both wing mirrors. All the rust taken off. So I'm the proud owner of two cardboard boxes. This is where my covers are being done, and then above it I have box number 2, so I can spray two things at the same time. So this is spray putty. I'm very pleased with these covers for the clutch fluid and the brake fluid. All the writing very, very clearly, can't you? Again, the wing mirrors finished with 3 or 4 coats of matte and 2 or 3 coats of matte lacquer to give them that added protection. They do come up like new, don't they? So it saves all the cost of changing them.